three X's pass between those two hills that you know about. Okay, so we see the three X's go across this mountain in about 1 second, which is something around 700 miles an hour because it's over 1,000 feet. And if you're going 100 miles an hour, you travel about 150 feet per second, roughly. Okay, I saw these three objects. They upset me. There was three X's. I tried to turn it into eagles. I tried to turn it into fighter jets, and that didn't work. I tried to impose what I saw go behind the mountains. I tried to, in my mind, even though this just took like 1 second, it really confused me. I tried to superimpose what I saw go behind the mountain to in front of the mountain. I must have misinterpreted something because when I saw them go behind the mountain, they didn't come back out. So I must have like just gotten something confused with what was in the foreground and what was in the background. And they must have been there, right? I mean, they must have made some noise. They must have done something. They must have been eagles. I decided they must have been birds. And this theme is going to return. When I watched this tape for the first time, see, I shot this tape in August 28th, I believe, of '87. When I watched this tape in January or February of '88, that was the first time I saw it, because I didn't think I had anything on there. I turned the tape on to record what you're going to see. I turned the tape machine on because I was scared, not because I was trying to record anything. I was just scared and I wanted to make some kind of recording because I didn't know if I was going to get my brain sucked out by a UFO guy. So,
it's not working.
I immediately tried to interpret it as a bird, as an eagle. And I didn't even realize, I didn't even realize or remember that that is what I tried to do the first time I saw these objects. You'll also see in this motion picture a large spherical object that looks like the planet Venus, but it's way too big and it's also in the wrong location. That object was also invisible when I filmed this. I never saw these objects you're going to see. I never saw them. If you look closely at the silver object, you'll see that it's two spheres. And let's see, I'm going to do this. I'm looking on the TV. You got two spheres. One. The back one. Here's my hand. What happened was this amphitheater at the top, which is a good 500 feet above me. It's about a 130-degree arc. Okay. Excuse me, I got this allergy thing I'm still trying to get rid of. And the entire top of the mountain, okay, and only the top for about 100 feet, just lit up, and it went like this. It just went whoop, and it was gone. Now, at the onset of the light amplification, there was a loud crack, like a 30-06 or something going off, but there was no echo. And when you watch after this tape, some other tapes I've made since then, I went there and I fired a .38 revolver, and there's like a 5-second echo. Unfortunately, it doesn't come up on the tape, and most of that tape was also without sound because of...
So I'm just going to freeze frame this and talk. This is a Saturn-shaped object. It probably won't show up very well. This is two spheres connected together. The back sphere is over here. There's another sphere connected to the front of this large sphere, and there's some kind of a black mass in here. There's an irregular black mass down here, but I believe it's clouds. So that's the distance. This is Cathedral Butte. We're going to see this on Google Earth in a moment. So three of these objects came by earlier. You're going to see a videotape of me 20 years ago talking about this. Three of these Saturn-shaped objects crossed roughly like this a couple hours earlier. And this upset me. Then that light event happens where this column of light just goes up and down and it's gone, and simultaneous with that was this loud crack sound, like a 30-06 if you will, going off, but there was no echo or anything. It was just a noise. It was there and gone. So this object is spinning on all three axes. That's pitch, roll, and yaw. It's not going to come up on here very well, unfortunately. This is the amphitheater that lit up. Didn't light up the face of anything. All these little squares here are getting put in on this Google Earth stuff. None of these little squares here were there before. This is Cathedral Butte here. So this is where I'm camping. This is where the little spaceships went by, the Saturn-shaped objects. They went back like this. And this was my line of view, is like this way. Look over here. Look at all these, if it comes up, this herringbone patterns in here. Someone many decades ago came in here and cut this place up. There's all kinds of roads and things out here I just don't have time to talk about. Sort of hard to appreciate this, but here's the confluence of the Green and the Colorado River, the Cataract Canyon over here. This is pretty rugged stuff out here, and this is where the event took place. There's no people out here, you know, that's nice.
I hear this rifle shot go off, no echo, just a loud cracking sound. Very sharp, I mean like when you hit a drum with no attack on it, just go whack and it just stops. Light amplification goes up, almost pure white light, very faint blue tint. Now this light doesn't light up like lightning. When it lights up, it only lights up the area that it manifests itself. The light doesn't spill over the face of the cliff, okay? It doesn't light up any of the face of the cliff, not even 50 feet down. It doesn't light up anything where I am, which is, we've got a straight cliff like this, and then it comes out about 40 degrees or so, and then at this level ground, and I'm out here a little bit on the flat ground. So from here to here, it's maybe 1,000 feet, but nothing out here is getting lit, okay? Nothing off the edge, nothing above, just this little narrow band of light over this, essentially the entire arc of this amphitheater, this 130-degree arc. That's all.
And you can see the green in the trees.
Well, that scared the shit out of me. And I jumped up, and I'm thinking, you know, UFO, Star Wars, you know, God knows what. So, I stood there like a frozen deer in my mind. I tried to turn the three UFOs, the three X's I saw go in front of me, into a psychological event. I figured I was seeing something that I had to interpret as a personal event. Light going off, okay, around me in a very distinct area, in a way that just cannot happen in any way we're used to explaining it. I mean, this one guy, Dick Haynes, has interviewed over 3,000 airline pilots. He wrote a book called The Melbourne Incident that you can buy down at your stores somewhere. It's about an airplane in World War II, I think.
So this is all 20 years ago when I first met Richard F. Haynes.
In any case,
almost a year prior.
For instance, that shot going off, whatever you want to call that cracking noise I went off, it just can't happen. There's no way to explain it. And when I talk to, I don't know how these UFO guys are doing it. You know, we're talking about mind control. I mean, if they can control a physical environment, supposedly. Now,
this is all from talking to Richard F.
maybe
Haynes.
they're showing up because it's a Saturday and there isn't anybody on the park. But you'll watch, when you start dealing with this abduction stuff, it gets really, really strange. And like when you watch this one with the two girls and the mom out in their bar stove, it's bizarre stuff. So that it doesn't seem to indicate that they're just sort of coming down because the area is vacant. It seems to be like they're able to make the area vacant.
It's part of the event.
Anyhow, if I gotta add anything, I'll add it at the end of the tape. I'll put this stuff on now and you can watch it. Okay? Here we go.
And to make things worse, I had the camera set on slow speed. I didn't know I was recording, so I was at wide angle and not using my zoom. And I missed a really fantastic opportunity.